Peace. I just wanted to take a moment and just add on a little more about civilization. That knowledge God degree in the 1 to 40s, which asks the question, what is the meaning of civilization? The answer says, one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a savage in pursuit of happiness. The key word in that answer is having, which means to possess. I think a lot of times when people talk about civilization, they don't realize that it is not an individualistic or a personal endeavor. It's a collective or a group endeavor. You know, I've never known anybody or any person in the history of the world or her story of the world who is credited with founding civilization by themselves. You know, even when you look at the word civilization, the prefix of the word is civil. Civil is dealing with civics. Civics is social science dealing with the rules and the regulations or the duties of its citizens. So civilization is a group or a collective endeavor. So when we look at the degree and it says one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a savage in pursuit of happiness, you have it for a reason that is not just because of own personal gain. You know, you have sometimes people look at 120 or, you know, they come into this culture and they say, well, I'm just God, I'm just the earth personally. How is that civilization? How is that dealing with a sense of social science or civics in relationship to all the other citizens that live according to the same culture as you? In that degree, it tells you that you have culture. It tells you that you have refinement. You know, when you look at knowledge, you have knowledge for the purpose of sharing it with those who don't know or who are not knowledgeable. You know, wisdom is a sense of discernment or right judgment. When you are wise, you are held accountable for those who are making unwise or foolish decisions. You know, understanding is for those who don't understand and also for those who are misunderstood. Culture, meaning the sum total of all your people activities or your way of life, in conjunction with refinement, means that your way of life or the sum total of all your people activities should be expressed with a sense of refinement or purification or beauty or improvement to demonstrate to those who don't have a sense of way of life that is beneficial to them. You know, essentially it means your way of life should take the higher role. It should be a sense of a moral code or a sense of ethics or virtues that a person can look at and learn how to improve themselves. Because that's what refinement is. It's improvement. If those things are not functioning in that way, in a person who claims to have this type of way of life or culture or lessons, then they don't know the true meaning of civilization. You know, an example of that is, like I did on my previous build, where I was talking about it's important to recognize how people treat themselves and how they treat others. Going back to the prefix of civilization, meaning civil, or a sense of civics or social science, you have to recognize how people interact in a social environment. What is their sense of ethics? What kind of etiquette do they possess? Is this a person that you will want to bring around your physical family or even have around your children? You know, if a person is really grasping the true meaning of civilization, then they will be a lot more conscientious of how they behave. You know, are they someone that you can look towards for the proper guidance to lead you in the right direction and not easily in the wrong direction? You know, so, you know, the way a person behaves or their sense of etiquette or their sense of ethics, not only personally, but in proximity and in the context of a social environment, tells you how much meaning civilization not only has to them, or how much they know what civilization actually means. You know, and this is not, you know, to knock any of us who are striving when it comes to our own personal growth and development for the purpose of sharing that with others, because all of us have growth and development, you know, in stages that we make. But you also have a group of people who don't know the meaning of civilization and don't know what civilization actually means in context to how you should be demonstrating that in your life personally and in proximity to others. So, I just wanted to share and kind of break down a little bit more what I was building about when I was talking about how you treat others, how you treat yourselves, how you function in a social environment. Having this knowledge and calling ourselves the highest form of beings that could exist, or identifying ourselves with, the creator and creation itself, whether it's God or whether it's earth, there's a lot of responsibility in that, and that's when you get into the knowledge build degree in the 140s as far as the duty of a civilized person, and then the knowledge born degree where it talks about if a civilized person does not perform his duty or her duty, what must be done. So I just wanted to kind of elaborate on that a little bit, and some of the things that you should be looking at when it comes to a person who claims that they're dealing with the meaning of civilization, and how it is important to realize that we don't live civilization on an island. Civilization is not an individualistic endeavor. Civilization is only as valuable when it comes to your proximity to others. That's when you really see how civilized a person is and if they really grasp what the true meaning of it is. So, peace, and I'll add on later.